Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're here at the ITE International Meeting in Orlando, Florida. My name is Karen Giese, and I'm the Vice President for Business Development for Transoft Solutions. And I have with me three very esteemed colleagues. I have Michael Griffith, who is a Senior Advisor for Transoft Solutions. I have Simon Washington, who is our Vice President for the Transportation Safety and Operations Business Unit, and our CEO, Daniel Shihundu. So thank you for joining us today. We wanted to just sit down and have a little bit of a discussion on how things have been going at ITE this week and share some information from us. So I'm going to start with Simon. We had some very exciting news that we shared this week, but for those people who may not have actually seen our launch or seen anything about it yet, could you share with us what the excitement was about?
Yes, thank you, Karen. Yeah, it's very exciting for Transoft. We launched a brand new product called Veralytics, and it actually consists of two products. And we've essentially taken the work over the last 5 years of two teams, of the Transoft team and the AMAG team, and we've over the last 9 months put all of that technology together, and then listened to our customers and built features that our customers are going to value greatly. So it's a very exciting launch for that product.
Great, thank you for sharing that. And Daniel, building on what Simon has said, we've invested so heavily in safety, and safety has been intertwined in pretty much everything that Transoft has done from the start. Can you share with us why safety specifically is so important for Transoft?
Yes, so as we all know, Transoft has been in existence for about 35 years. And during that time, safety has been ingrained in everything that we do. Even before safety became a big discussion topic, our products have a lot of safety aspects in them. And it's not by coincidence, it's not by chance really, that our vision as Transoft is to empower professionals to create and operate safe and efficient transportation infrastructure and systems. Okay? So this is a statement that we worked on about 10 years ago, but it had been in operation for the last 25 years. And therefore, we believe that we as Transoft need to be playing our part in ensuring that we provide our professionals with tools that allow them to design their infrastructure in a manner that is safe. Because we do not believe that you should perhaps be losing lives, okay, going through a lot of data that has been captured historically, when you know very well that these deaths and crashes will happen. So we are basically shifting from being just being reactive to predictive. And in the past as well, we've done a number of acquisitions that are specific to the safety area. And Transoft is a real champion when it comes to safety aspects in engineering.
Great, thank you so much. And I think that's such a great point, too, about this has to be intertwined into everything we do, and even starting with that design element and making sure the facilities aren't just designed for operational comfort or efficiency, but that they're also safe. So I think that's really key. Michael, a question for you then, given your history and your previous life before joining Transoft, you have a really unique perspective, but could you share some thoughts on how you see the policy side and technology coming together or evolving to achieve these Vision Zero goals that we have?
Yes, so I spent most of my career with US DOT for 33 years, and towards the end of my career there, the administration established a national roadway safety strategy, which really set out a framework of key strategies that a number of organizations, including industry, could take on in advance to make the road safer for everyone. At the core of that is a safe system approach, which actually is being adopted around the world right now. And I think it's very exciting because there has to be this transition to the safe system approach to start reducing the number of deaths, which we have 1.3 million around the world. As part of the safe system approach, it's about being proactive. It is very clear that we, at the core of those tools, we're taking a predictive approach. and we're able to predict crashes from the metrics that we're observing. So it's quite an exciting time in terms of looking at the policy and technology coming together.
Great, thank you for that. And, building on what you just said, where do you see the challenges in the advancements of these technologies, especially when we see such a rapid rate of the creation of new technologies and the adoption of these technologies by the government agencies? What are some of the challenges you see that these government agencies are facing?
Yeah, it's a great question. And when I come to a conference like this, I'm always listening very carefully to the conversations and engaging with a number of public agencies. And what I hear most of the time, which is not surprising, is they're a bit overwhelmed by the number of choices that are out there for technology. It's accelerating so quickly. We know AI is exponentially changing everything overnight. And there's so many technologies that I see in the exhibit hall that are tied back to AI. And so the agencies have to take the time to evaluate these technologies, understand their capabilities, understand how accurate they are. And by the time they've completed that, the technology is already 2 years down the road, which is fine. But I think it just takes a lot of investment by agencies to really understand what's out there before they're going to make $1 million decision or even a $10,000 decision.
Yeah, great insights. Thank you. Daniel, let's talk a little bit about ITE and its role and the community's role in this as well. So Transoft, we've worked a lot with ITE over the years. As individuals, we've been heavily involved. As a company, we've been very heavily involved and worked in partnership with ITE. You personally have been in leadership positions, most recently with the ITE Industry Council. Through that role and through the different aspects that we've been involved, how do you see ITE playing the role in helping to meet these challenges or to bridge that gap between the vendor side and technology side and the agency side who has to ingest that? Where does ITE fit into that?
Yeah, so Transoft has been involved with ITE for many, many years on different capacities. The first one is we've played a very important role in their trip generation application, which we've partnered with them for quite a while. Number two, we've also engaged with ITE for purposes of giving back to the community. Part of our CSR activities where we've provided scholarships for women in engineering, something that we are very proud of. We support the education part of it, where we provide software, free software to engineering colleges, where we also do things like guest lectures and things like that. And therefore, for us, ITE has been a platform to engage our customers, to hear the challenges that they are facing, and also just to understand where things are headed. Now, on the professional side, of course, for me as CEO of Transoft, we take these opportunities as well for my team to come in and learn what's happening, for them to engage our customers. But also we get heavily involved in their council activities. As you know, ITE has 3 councils which are being reconstituted a little bit. There's the industry council, there's the public council, and then the private council. And we know for any single project to be successful, you need these 3 areas. You need the industry, you need the public side, you need the private side. And that for us, being involved at ITE, we know that any project and any undertaking that is being done is a partnership within these 3 areas. And hence our desire and our involvement in this area very, very deeply. So it's something that we've been involved in many years, and we'll continue investing in this area.
That's great. Yes, and I think we all share that opinion too, or that view that ITE, the community itself, is really what's core to that, and being able to work together. I think Simon discussed that last night a little bit about how we all have a part to play in ITE, and the members in that community are definitely part of that as well. Yeah. Okay, Simon, When we discuss some of the challenges in achieving safer roads across the globe and for all road users, what do you, especially as a leader of these products, what do you see the role of technology being? What is it, or what should it be as we try to meet these challenges and really drive down those fatality numbers?
Yeah, that's a great question, Karen. The sort of the question to explore about, what should this technology deliver to our customers is one of the questions that we always ask ourselves when we build our products. And I think the answer to it is sort of probably three things. One of them is that our products have to make their jobs easier. We have to make it easier for them to deliver on the expectations of their stakeholders, whether these are their bosses and the general motoring public. So, and that typically is focused around reducing crashes and serious injuries on the road. So, how do our products make those tasks for our customers easier? The second thing is that they should be more costly. Less costly than the other alternatives that they have. So they should bring some efficiency to their job as well. And the last thing is that I think technology really changes the game in respect to the ability to microscopically understand crash risk. So all of the previous tools available to our customers don't really help them pinpoint the level of risk, the temporal, spatial nature of risk, which is absolutely present at every location. A railroad crossing might have particular times of day, particular road users that are involved, and other sensor technologies available to our customers don't really help them understand those specific risks. And our technology, the real application and opportunity for it is that it answers those very specific questions. So customers can pinpoint countermeasures and investment to target the specific problems they're facing and do a much better job than the current technologies available today.
Great, thank you for that. And one final question for everyone, and I'll start with Michael. We've had an exciting week. We've had the launch of new products. We've had this elevated emphasis on safety and operations here. The theme of the conference was also focused on safety, again, here for ITE. As you think about this, and you've heard the conversations this week, I know we've had a lot of discussions this week with a lot of different people. What are you most excited about as you think about where our industry is headed?
What I'm most excited about, and Daniel mentioned, are partnerships. And I think it's kind of at my core, when you work for the government, you can't be successful unless you're delivering with partners. And that could be public partners, it could be private partners, or it could be nonprofit. And I'm excited about where the industry is going in forming these partnerships. There's, like we were talking before, there's so many different technologies out there. And I think bringing these technologies together and helping integrate them makes it a lot easier for the customer to actually implement them rather than trying to do piecemeal implementation. So partnerships, I think, is where I see the most excitement going forward.
That's great. Thank you. Simon, same question to you.
Yeah, so look, a couple things get me pretty excited about the future. And I guess one of them is, and I know we talk about it a lot in a lot of different settings, but AI is really helping us to solve some problems that have been very tough in the transportation sector for a long time. And we'll continue to see and build into our products AI in enabling us to deliver better outcomes for customers. So that is an exciting area that we're continually looking at and how it will improve our products. I guess the second thing is I see sort of a tipping point happening in the industry with our customers, and they're really starting to express a willingness to leave the old legacy sensor technologies and embrace video analytics. And there have been an accumulation now of many positive outcome use cases for customers around the globe. That's starting to get around, and people are sort of getting excited about that and wanting to try. So we're seeing sort of that tipping point in this technology, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that's very exciting to think about as well. And Daniel, I'll end with you. What are you most excited about as you think about where we're headed?
Yes, so for me, just broadly, I'm quite excited about that safety now is at the center of every discussion that is happening. Previously, safety was almost like a separate item. For example, when you are looking at an intersection design or a roundabout, you had to do the geometric design part of it and not really think about safety at that point. But now it's safety that is driving the geometry rather than the other way around. Okay, and the thing I'm glad about Transoft as a business is that we had already ingrained these sorts of principles in our applications. Meaning, when you look at software like AutoTurn, for example, how would a vehicle maneuver around the corners, both safely and in a manner that is efficient, and one that it makes sense in an operational manner. You know, you talk about other products that we produce, whether it's Taurus for roundabouts or Nexus for intersections, or even our aviation software, you know, which is used to check the turning movements of aircraft, things like that. Safety is everywhere, and safety is ingrained in everything that we do. And I'm just glad that now the industry understands and has elevated the importance of safety in everything that we do, because it affects all of us. And unless it happens to you directly, where you have somebody you know, a family member who's injured, you know, then you'll realize how safety affects you directly.
Absolutely. And that's a great way to end our conversation, just that emphasis on safety and the importance and where it sits with us. So thank you to Michael and Simon and Daniel for being here with me today. On behalf of all of my colleagues at Transoft Solutions, I want to thank everybody who has taken the time to listen and to watch this discussion that we've had here, and we look forward to sharing more with you in the future. We're very excited about the partnerships and being able to continue to work with many of you moving forward. So thank you for joining us. We look forward to the next event, and stay safe.